Eric Bible with the Bible team at Neo Home Loans, and today I am joined with...
I'm Brad Soul with the Bible team here at Neo Home Loans.
And today we want to have a conversation around cash buying options in market.
Right. So tell me, Eric, talk to me about cash buying options or the clients that we have that are fearful that they won't have a home or somewhere to go when they're buying a new property and they need to sell their current one. There's a lot of fears around that or some confusion. Do we have anything that can help?
Absolutely, and I think you touched on a number of good points there, Brad, is, right now with our market being such a seller-focused market and with there being such a suppression of inventory and high demand, there's a lot of folks that have something to sell in order to buy something new, but the things that I just mentioned, it being such a seller-favored market, the opportunity and ability to have a contingent offer, meaning needing to sell something before buying, accepted, is very, very low.
Right.
So that, it's kind of double folding the problem that we're facing right now: suppressed inventory and not able to purchase with that.
Right. So they want to buy. People want to buy homes, but they are scared to leave the current one. Where are they going to go? And they need those funds to purchase their new home. So what do?
Absolutely. And that, again, like I said, a very valid fear. And, fortunately, we have a solution that addresses that fear on two fronts. One, it allows the buyer to stay in their existing home prior to purchasing the new property, meaning they do not need to sell their departing residence in order to buy the new property. And more importantly, the replacement home they can buy with all cash.
Do tell.
So no, and it's where it's kind of a mind-blown concept. It's really a pretty simple approach. We've partnered Neo and the Bible team with a company called Revive, which has allowed buyers to do just that: purchase a property all cash, move into the new home, and then sell their property and take advantage of the seller's market and then sell for top dollar.
Amazing. So essentially, their Revive is providing funds for you prior to the purchase of their current or of their upcoming purchase.
Exactly.
And therefore they can be as competitive as a cash buyer.
Exactly. And on that point, the competitiveness of a cash buyer, Redfin, who everybody knows Redfin, it's basically the rival to Zillow.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's Redfin recently conducted a survey and a study around kind of the strength of offers, and their findings concluded that the likelihood of a cash offer being accepted over a financed offer is 270% greater.
Wow.
So really, looking at, again, how competitive this market is right now, and you layer in the contingency element, well, that person's going to get blown out, prospective buyer, by a cash offer. Why don't we make that buyer a cash buyer?
Right. And Eric, do you know roughly how many cash offers are being made amongst the finance offers on average?
On average, right now, I think each market's going to be different. Each price point's going to be different. But here, specifically in the San Diego market, it's not uncommon to see, out of 20, 30 offers, more than a third are being, positioned as all cash.
That's a big number.
It's a huge number.
It just adds to the competition of everyone else that's being financed the conventional way.
Exactly. So with that, that really brings us to the option that we're able to provide and solution that we're able to provide our clients, which is around this Revive feature, which again makes the client an all cash buyer. So essentially how it works: we get introduced to the client, determine the need. Yes, they have a property they need to sell. That's where a majority of the down payment sits. However, they need to move up, purchase a new property for XYZ reason. So what we do is we go through our standard analysis, complete a traditional approval process as if they're buying with the sale of their existing property.
Got it. So the regular requirements or the ordinary requirements that we often check and we calculate and evaluate.
Correct. And we take it one step further. We not only do we complete our full analysis, we have an underwriter approve and review our findings as well. So we pre-approve to approve based on the buyer's max purchase scenario, and again, assuming the sale of their departing residence.
That's unbelievable. I mean, we're pre-approving the pre-approved.
Exactly. So then we take that information and partner with Revive to outline this is what this client is approved for based on these criteria, them selling the property, so on and so forth. Revive does their analysis, they approve the buyer, and Revive now ultimately becomes the conduit, if you want to call it, for their replacement property. So it's a client comes to us, want to purchase $1 million home. They need to sell a $700,000 home, of which they owe $400,000 on. So they've got, call it $300,000 in equity that they would be using for the purchase of the property. Revive then takes that information, all the components, okay, you're going to sell the home in XYZ timeline. We're going to now position you as all cash for the $1 million. We're going to give you $1 million to go purchase this home.
Wow.
Client purchased the home, their offer gets accepted, which again, Revive being all cash, move very nimbly, move fastly, fast without contingencies. So, I mean, really close in as little as 14 days.
Very expedited process.
Exactly, which again goes back to the ability to, 270% more likelihood of getting your offer accepted as all cash, because cash moves fast.
That's insane.
So what happens is that client uses Revive, purchases with Revive, they move into the new home, get all situated, get everything out of their old house, get their old house situated, ready, call it, a 90-day process, whatever that looks like. And then they go and sell their departing residence and take advantage of the ability to sell with them not being bothered, annoyed, all those components that come with selling a home and having to show the property. And then once that is complete, we then impose and place the final financing based as if they, were purchasing the property with a contingency. So at that point, the stress is off, the headaches are over, and replacement financing comes into play.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think a question that I know that I have, as well as probably our clients, is what is the timeline, from start to finish? And then second question would be, once they've acquired the home, what's the plan then? Do they have the breathing room and the wiggle room to then situate their financing to get into something conventional, or in the jumbo space, or the whatever it may be, non-QM space?
Great question, Brad, and that's really, every client's asking that question. So timeline to be in the position to be an all-cash buyer. We could complete this really in as little as 48 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So from introduction to the time they're able to actually go and make offers, really in a span of 2 days.
That's amazing.
And really, I say that with caveats. That 48 hours requires definite participation from the client. Commitment. We're going to need, X, Y, and Z component, documentation review. We're going to need this as expeditious as possible. General timeline, it's usually about 3 to 4 days, moving at, call it a normal pace, but definitely I understand speed is a priority. We can move as fast and sometimes even faster than the 48 hours.
I mean, that sounds like it's moving mountains already. I mean, I don't think I can even, look at all my emails in 2 days, let alone getting a home or getting finance for one. So, I mean, that's unbelievable. That's great.
Well, thank you. But, it's being able to move fast in this market is crucial.
Absolutely.
And the other part of your question, Brad, was around what does the end product look like? What is the timeline?
Right.
So, and that's a very valid point, because again, that goes back to one of the key fears is, having this daunting pressure of I need to do something there, time is not on our side. And the fortunate element with Revive is that really removes that time constraint.
Right.
There's, typically, they can go from 90 days up to 12 months from the time in which they move into the new home and sell their departing and replace with permanent financing. So, I mean, there's, you know, if you can't transition inside 12 months, maybe moving right now
we
isn't
might
the
have
best.
to have a different conversation. then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
Exactly.
Got
So,
it.
but no, I mean, really, once the new home is acquired and closed, so possession is taken, the client has transitioned into the property, they do the things that need to be done.
Then the weight is off.
The weight is off. They move in, start enjoying their new home. The agent that was helping them gets everything show ready for their departing residents and allows that to run the course.
That's amazing. I know that personally, you know, my wife and I, we went from a condo to our new and current home. We had to do a contingent sales where we're selling our condo at simultaneously making an offer on our current home. And I remember that it was stressful, to say the least. I mean, a lot of hoops, a lot of timelines to hit right on the dot in order to make this happen. You know, luckily for us, we weren't in such a crazy environment that we're in right now in our market. But outside of that, it was very stressful still.
And that's, you know, that is not just, you know, a mutually exclusive feeling or experience to just you. I mean, that is our clients in a nutshell.
Right.
And that is, you know, can be a crazy amount of stress. And you start layering other facets and aspects of life
Right.
on top
you got
of
life
that.
on top of that,
Yeah.
too. Right?
So I was just, you know, if it can be avoided at all costs.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd sign up for that immediately if I knew about this product or system.
Well, and you know, to that point, you know, to our audience, we would love the opportunity to show how this product can work for you. Please give us a call today. Thank you.